Okay, hello everybody. Happy Friday. All right, so I have gone ahead and pulled out the cards for today. I hope your Friday is energetic because that's how I feel like it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be energetic. Okay. Now, it was just interesting today. I was speaking to somebody about signs and um, how when two people come together, how, different parts of them or aspects of their chart is activated and what kind of energies result from two different energies mixing together, right? All right. So, with that said, I pulled out some cards today and it's quite interesting. The overall energy, I have the Temperance card. Now, I'm using two different decks today. I'm using the Dreams of Gaia that I have been using for the last couple of days. And I'm also using the Transparent Tarot deck, okay? The Transparent Tarot deck. I kind of like that because that is a good deck to go with other cards, okay? To build with other cards. So, what I am getting is the wow, very energetic day I'm feeling. Just off first glance, just off first feel. Okay. This is such a beautiful energy that I'm seeing or feeling over here. I'm like, whoa, I like this a whole lot. Very so I have the nine of air with the temperance card, okay? The nine of air with the temperance card. I have the love card, and that is coupled with the Hermit card, the love card coupled with the Hermit card. Isn't that beautiful? I also have the Queen of Air coupled with the Knight, no, the Queen of Air with the Five of Wands. The Queen of Air with the Five of Wands for the negative energy, okay? And for the advice card, I have the Destiny card with the King of Wands. The Destiny card with the King of Wands. Goodness freaking gracious. So I already got an I got an air fire feeling going on. It could be an air sign dealing with a fire sign, or it could possibly be you and yourself, like you have dominating air, you're an air fire mix. Okay, so that and both sides are blending together and activated within you. Okay, we got Sagittarius in the house, Virgo in the house. We have um we have the Queen and King of Wands over here in two different decks, which is quite interesting. We have the Queen and King, not in the same deck, in a different deck, okay? Which is quite interesting. So we could be talking about a couple. I could definitely be talking about a couple, but it could also be the yin and yang within yourself too, okay? What else am I seeing? Okay. One thing I did get in my head was that, fire needs air to survive. Okay. Fire needs air. Like you always need that air. Okay. When you have a fire, without air, that fire goes out. All right. So, with that said, we're going to jump right into the reading and see what we got going on today. Okay. Okay, so we're starting off with the blast. I have the feeling that some of you guys are very creative. Okay, I just want to throw that out there. We're dealing with the Temperance card and the Nine of Air in the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. These are very beautiful cards. It gives me the feeling that some of you guys are very beautiful, are very creative, and are capable of creating beautiful things. The Nine of Air is all about our minds and what our minds can create. When you read the meaning and the description of this card in the book, they're really talking about what you could create, the fact that your mind could create your universe. You can use your mind. If you think of something, if you dream of something, your mind will manifest it and create it. If you stop believing in something, your mind will cease to let that particular thing that you don't believe in anymore exist in your life. It will remove it out of your life. Your mind can create whatever it is that you want. Now, some people are more in touch with this than others. Some, their environment, the way they were raised, has caused them to be more in touch, to have exercised this particular part of themselves more than everybody else. Are we all going to exercise all the gifts? Absolutely not. We are all different. But some people, because of who they are, okay, how they were born, where they're at, tend to be able to build certain aspects of themselves, okay? Build certain aspects. And whoever I'm talking to today, you've been able to build your mind, okay, to manifest. Some of you guys are very creative and can use your mind to manifest your world more so than others, okay? This is a well-developed gift. Now, this is coupled with the temperance card, okay? And in the temperance card, in the transparent tarot, we have this rainbow, okay? Now, the first time I saw it, I was like, is that gold? Looking from it far, far, I thought it was gold. And I'm like, okay, emotions lead to gold. And then I looked at it again and it was fire. And when I looked at the description, they did bring that point of, normally in the temperance card, you have one foot in water and the other foot on land. But in this temperance card, we have water leading to fire. And that's how you actually make a rainbow, right? Because the sun is fire and rain. So rain and fire actually makes a rainbow. And they're looking at those two elements in this alchemy situation. But again, I'm thinking of the creativity um, of all these colors of the rainbow, okay? The beauty of the rainbow, all right? Some of you guys, I want to say that you're very creative. You're able to manifest your universe. Possibly in the past, the message I was getting is in the past. This has been used against you, especially if you're around toxic people. This has been used against you. And I get that feeling of how God sent out the rainbow and said, I would no longer destroy. I would know, God made the rainbow as a remembrance, okay? As a covenant that I will no longer destroy the earth completely by water anymore, okay? So I would temperance it. I think some of you guys have had times of tears, okay? Times of great emotion. And, a lot of times, especially when we are not aware of what we are doing, um, one thing I've learned about that's been very interesting is people, the things that you can feed people's minds, okay? And a lot of times we are not aware of what's being fed. That's why now I'm very careful with my energy. I'm very careful with what I say and what I hear. Growing up for me was very difficult because I used to hear a lot of toxic things. And I would spend a lot of time in my mind fighting over those toxic things because words do manifest in your life. This world was created on words. Okay. And I think some of you guys have been harmed. It's like my gifts were used against me. And some of you guys have been harmed with your gifts. Okay. Some of you guys have been harmed with your gifts, but I believe the universe is saying, and God is saying, it's no longer going to happen anymore. I'm being reminded of that covenant where we're not going to use it to destroy you anymore. Okay. We're not going to use it to destroy you, but it's going to be tempered. Okay. That's that temperance card. It's going to be, if you do get anything, it's going to be balanced out. There might be a balancing going on with some of you guys. I remember telling a friend once, and she was telling me how, how unfortunate she was. And I told her, the universe, God, has a way of balancing things out, how her upbringing was so unbalanced, especially when it came down to money. And I said, you know what? The universe has a way of balancing things out, okay? And, I showed her different aspects, even in the Bible, where God was balancing things out because of the nature of man and the way man was. And I told her God has a way of balancing things out. And lo and behold, this girl got a good balance. She started getting some good money in her life. Okay. So I have the feeling of it's going to be balanced out. You're going to be able to create good things. Your gifts will no longer be used against you, especially if you're a very creative person. Okay. And it's funny that I have air over here. There is that aspect of air in the rainbow because the rainbow is in the air, right? So there is that aspect of air. So I'm seeing three elements. We're missing earth here, but I'm seeing three elements here. And in this nine of water, you can see fire coming out of her fingertips. Okay. Some of you guys, you can definitely build because with that third eye open, I can look into the future. I can look into the future. I can see what people cannot see. Okay. And I can create that with my mind. All right. I can create that with my mind. Some of you guys can manifest like nobody's business. Some of you guys can literally create things, create. Okay. I am going to create, and it looks like you can create beauty. All right. But in the past, it was probably used, that particular gift, and any gift can be used against you or in the wrong. Okay. With that said, I also see the rose in your hand. I feel like whatever you create at this point, especially in the past, if you felt like your hands were tied, I feel like you'd be able to create something very lovely. Okay. Now, when I'm saying something lovely, when we're creating rainbows, it's not just fire, it's not just water. Okay. But we're creating something lovely where it's a mix. Okay. A balanced mix. Okay. If that makes any sense. All right. What else am I seeing over here too is the hawk or the eagle. Okay. It's hard to tell the difference, but I think this is a eagle I'm dealing with, especially marked by the white head. Okay. So I'm thinking an eagle. All we're seeing is the eye right now, the shape of the mouth. And I see the eagle pop up twice. Okay. Not just here, but also in the advice card. So we're going to get over there. And over here, we just see the eagle in the eye, which is very interesting. I see. Okay. Some of you guys are great seers. Okay. Some of you guys are great seers. And yesterday I was talking about being able to see with your physical eye and also being able to see with your spiritual eye. And here we are with the hawk who can actually like fly up on the hawk can go up in the air and see everything down beneath them. And that's that kind of vision I'm talking, a higher view of things. Okay. And this is very interesting. You view things, but you have a higher view naturally. And this is with your physical eye. And you can also see with your spiritual eye and create what can't be seen. All right. Which is very interesting. I'm spending a lot of time on this because I'm getting so much energy from this. And I also see her wings over here. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the energies that are favoring us today. All right. Because this is the overall energy, you creatives. And let's see where this goes. All right. So for the energies working against us, I have the Hermit with love. Okay. With love. Now, this is quite interesting. I'm getting higher energy, higher. Okay. The reason why I'm getting higher energy is I see all the wings going on. Okay. I see this mountain. I see this rainbow, which happens in the air, okay? And I see in this love card this woman who looks like she's flying up above, okay? It's like I'm coming out of water into the air, all right? And you see that with both the Hermit card and the Love card. In this Hermit card and the Transparent card, on the bottom, it could be water, it could be grass, but being blue, I'm assuming that it's water because we don't find clouds on the ground, right? It could be, clouds are a little bit higher on the mountain. So I'm thinking it's a symbol of water below, right? And just like her dress is kind of like water below, and she's flying up out of it, okay, into that dress. It looks like water turning into that dress, where she's flying up on high, which is a beautiful scenery. So I'm getting, with that all said, I'm getting this higher. We're going higher. It could be higher thinking. Okay, it could be a higher status in life. That's what I'm getting to, a higher status in life for some of you guys. All right. Just because it's like we're getting more, okay? We're getting that pot of rainbow. It's like we're elevating. Some of us have graduated from one level to another level, and it's a higher level. With that being said, here we are with the Love and the Hermit card. And I'm thinking it's a higher level. See, this Hermit card doesn't even show the Hermit. All right, because the hermit travels alone. So the hermit could definitely be like a traveler. And this hermit is traveling on up high. The hermit always has higher knowledge than everybody. And in this state with the love, is like, I am sharing that love. Love is very tricky because my first understanding of love was rainbows and Skittles and bubbles, but that's not completely what love is, right? Because if you think about the love of a parent, sometimes it can be harsh, right? Especially if you're going down the wrong path. So I'm not talking about rainbows and Skittles love. Again, we could be looking for a higher understanding of love, a higher way of being and living in love. Some of us could also be getting a higher love than what we're used to. Okay. And you're creating this for yourself. Okay. Because now you have higher understanding. You have higher vision. You have higher sight. You've been able to temperance it. Okay. Do a little alchemy. You've been able to balance it out, which is your overall energy. So when we're getting over here to the positive energies, because of this, you can now create the love that you want in your life. Okay. And this is that higher love that you're looking for. Okay. You can create the love of your life. It's so funny because the other day I was talking to somebody else about tarot. They literally came and grabbed the cards out of my hand. And I was talking to them about an experience I had with the twin flame, thinking I had a twin flame. And they said something I had never thought about. They're like, you create your own twin flame. And I was like, interesting. You can't say something is right and you can't say something is wrong. It just made me sit there and dwell on it. At that moment, it was like a bond had been released, because a lot of times we think we're bonded to this person that we met. A lot of people take abuse on the notion that this is my twin flame, and that's how the twin flame process is. Okay. So here we are being able to create because we're able to think at a higher level. If you were one of those people who went through that, thinking I have to take all this abuse. And I even hear it online when I'm watching other people. My twin flame did this person is stealing my twin flame, blah, 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 my twin flame. Not to water it down, but when we're able to come to a higher understanding, higher vision, okay, we're able to create better and higher love. All right? Create from a higher ground, people. Create from a higher ground. Now let's go on to the energy. I'm getting a feeling I could also be talking about love for some of you guys. Some of you guys could be in love, okay? And you're able to create this. Some of you guys, your sorrow and your pain from the past could have been in love, Okay. Your gifts might have been used against you in love. All right. And over here, the positive energy is that you're getting a higher love because there's that covenant. You went through that already. I'm not trying to give you this. All right. So let's get into the energies working against us and see what we got going on. I also wanted to throw in that with this mountain over here, which is a great symbol of earth, I feel like some of you guys need to ground your love too, okay? If you're in a love relationship, some of you guys need to ground your love, the way you're loving. Come from a grounded place, okay? Now that we're moving on to the negative energy, this is so interesting. That negative energy, I have the Queen of Fire with the Five of Fire. This is an explosion of fire. Whoa, hey. An explosion of fire, an explosion of fire. Wow, and it's so funny because I'm getting the third eye again. We have the third eye showing up over here again. And it's interesting because her eyes are blue, okay? Her eyes are blue. That's quite interesting. I feel like she almost looks kind of blind. She can't really see from her physical eyes, right? This is somebody who is seeing from more so their spiritual eye only. You can see, like, everything I see is through my spiritual eye. All right. She almost looks blind. You can't see. She's not blind, but she almost looks blind in her physical eye. Okay. Some of you guys, and that is the lesson, like, possibly in the past, you were only looking through your physical eye. Have you ever met anybody that only sees through their physical eye? It's kind of annoying sometimes. I mean, I've been there. We've all been there. Um, one people who really do that the hardest are I feel like people who are on drugs see it the hardest, and they have the hardest time because you're not prepared. Like, you came in artificially, okay, and you weren't prepared for what you were about to see, nor did you know how to fight it off. So a lot of times, and I've seen this in the past, I feel like that's part of the process. We've all been there and we kind of outgrow it. But people who are ready for it tend to, everybody freaks out, but you tend to grow to handle it versus people who come in an artificial way, like drugs through magic, and they get scared. I used to have a friend, and oh my God, this person has this spirit on them. This person has that spirit on them. I'm like, honey, if you're going to do that, then you're going to have to hide. Okay, you're going to have to hide away. You're going to have to hide away. And when I went through my overwhelming time where I felt like I just needed a break from everybody else's demons, okay? Everybody else's demons. And I did get my break, but I knew that I'd have to go out there and still mingle with people. I was still able to pick and choose. I was still able to say, you know what? I'll deal with lighter demons. I just don't want those strong demons at the moment, okay? And I that's the energy that I'm getting over here with the Queen of Fire. Okay, I'm only seeing through my spiritual eye. You got to balance it out with your physical eye too. Okay, you got to balance it out with your physical eye. Some of you guys might be confrontational as the Queen of Fire with that conflict. The Five of Wands over here, that's a conflict card. Five of Wands likes to fight. They like to play fight. Okay, that is an energy. I feel like it needs to be tapered down with a little bit more emotions. Okay, if some of you guys were dealing in love relationships, it's like, hey, I love you. I want you. This is what I need. I gotta have this. I gotta have that. You know what I mean? I gotta have this. I gotta have that. I need you, but you're not giving any emotions out. You're not putting any emotions out. I want sex now. Okay, you want the sex, but can you handle my emotions? It's crazy that I'm saying like that. I don't know why it's coming out that way. But that could be that could be what it is. Some of you guys possibly wanted more sex with the fire energy, okay, or more confrontational than more understanding and coming from a loving point of view. All right. So that is an advice. It's like we got to think higher. Look with both eyes, okay? Don't just look with your spiritual eye. All right. If you're looking with your spiritual eye, you might be in conflict with what's going on. Okay. Look with both eyes. Wow. I remember there was a time where I was really looking, I was getting a lot of stimuli from my spiritual energy, right? And I couldn't match it up with what was going on physically. And it was frustrating the shit out of me because I like to put things together and move the fuck on. All right. But when I can't put things together, it bothers me. So it could be that particular situation. All right. Oh my gosh. Some of you guys too might be dwelling, like it could be your approach on how you handle things. Some of you guys handle things from passion, okay, from your passions. And if you're trying to handle things from your passions, I think it lands into conflict. But when you are handling things with the balance, and again, that's why I was explaining with you guys before about the type of love, a higher view or a higher understanding of love is not that it's all, you know, everything is just breezy and everything happens perfectly. But that balanced love, because a balanced love gives a little bit of good and a little bit of bad because I love you, right? All right. With that said, it seems like these times just be rolling. With that said, let me move on to the advice card. 6 minutes already then passed by while I'm talking about this. Let's move on, you guys. Okay, moving on to the advice card. Now that I get to the advice card, I also want to balance it out with what I was saying earlier and tell you guys that it's how you create too. For you remember I started out talking about the creative ones, okay? How you are creating. Here's the thing. If you want to get on the top of the mountain, okay, if you want to go high in life, you have to create through love. And love is balance. It doesn't mean that if you're loving, you're going to lose that fire. That fire is still there. Now, I see the fire in love. I see the fire when you're operating in your air element, okay? Again, we're trying to get into the air element. I see the love when we're trying to get into the air element. But when your passions are running high, all I see is that fire. Okay? All I see is that fire. I don't see it balanced out with water, with the Queen of Air over here. I don't see it balanced out with anything. Even with this Hermit card, you got the sun on top. Here you have the mountain, even though the mountain looks like it's full of snow. And then you have the water. These things are very balanced. On this end, we're dealing in one element, which is fire, which just burns up everything around us. Okay? So, getting into the advice card, I just wanted to say that before I go on. We have the destiny card with the King of Wands. I just want to say some of you guys might end up as the King of Wands, but some of you guys also, whether you are a fire sign or not, you may end up operating as the King of Wands. Okay. You may end up operating as the King of Wands. All right. Or the way the King of Wands is bent over here, because the King of Wands, he's never really bent over like that. But he's more of the servant. Some of you guys, it's your destiny to serve, like you're to be of service to people. And that's why you need to operate in love. So I'm going to just say that, okay? That's why you need to create love, because you're supposed to be of service to humankind. On the other end, when we're talking about the destiny card, this book talks about having two destinies. I always said, I'm talking about the dreams of Gaia. The description talks about having two destinies, your destiny, your personal destiny, and your destiny to the world. See, I love this deck because it comes from such a more higher, such a more mature and evolved perspective. And here we go again with the hawk, okay? You guys are meant to fly. Your destiny, you're supposed to fly. But in flying, it's also in service to other people, okay? You know, some people become very successful. We have our Trumps who become very successful by being, you know, they don't necessarily have to think about others, all right? But whoever I'm speaking to, your success comes to you when you match up with your destiny. Here's the thing, the universe will not, okay, allow you to have an easy flow or bring you success on the wrong path. When you start finding yourself on the right path, that's when you see your success coming in. And for some of you guys, it's when you create out of love and you're of service to people. All right. You are going to get your success by being of service. Okay. That's where you fly high. Here again, I'm seeing that eagle. Okay. That eagle. And it's talking about you can create anything, but what you create needs to be of service to people. All right. Your passions have surrendered over here with the King of Wands on one hand, on one leg. Sorry. With them on one leg over here. Your passions, okay, are to be of service. Some of you guys might not know that. You are of service to people. That's where you're really going to grow. And here again, I see the third eye. I see the third eye open. This is quite interesting. I see the third eye quite a bit. So some of you guys see, but it's not, you can't serve yourself, okay? You see a lot, but you cannot serve yourself. You have to serve others. You see from a higher perspective, but you have to give it to people. All right? We have the egg over here. Okay? Like you are giving seeds to other people. Some of your destinies are you grow other people, and that is your destiny. I don't think you should fight with that. You can create, okay? But it's kind of like it has to be of service for people. That's where you're going to grow. For some of you guys too, I'm also getting like you have to help people as you help yourself. It's a balanced act. It's not just about me. It's so funny. Don't work against yourself because the Five of Wands, I'm just looking at it. He's hitting his head with that. He's hitting his head with one of the wands. That's so funny. Too many wands. He's hit himself. But here, over here, we got a king and he has one wand. What happened to the rest of the wands? Possibly gave them away, letting other people take on some of the role. I think what you're trying to manifest could also be bigger than you. What you can create is bigger than you. And you might need to allow other people in to help you create. All right. I feel like you could create such big things. Like you could create the next world projects, okay, on whatever area you're in. But it takes other people. You have the higher view, though. I mean, I feel like you have the vision. All right. You have the vision. You just need to hand over some of those wands. Don't try to do everything yourself either. All right. So that is what I am getting for today's reading. You guys have a wonderful day, okay? I feel like I talk so little yet. So much time passes. I really like to keep it short, though. With that said, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.